Hey guys, this is the cubic functions and rational functions. This one, the video is going to go kind of quick. There's only going to be one video today, so it's really important that you go ahead and stop the video as you need it, okay? So I want you to work on the cubic functions with your partners to create them on the coordinate plane. Remember that f of x equals x cubed is the parent function. And so I would suggest that you use the t-chart with -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 as your inputs. All right, so this, of course, equation is called a cubic, and the domain is from -infinity to positive infinity. The range is from -infinity to positive infinity. And hopefully you notice that the x and y intercepts happen to be at the origin. There is symmetry around the origin. And it is an odd function, and it is 1-to-1 because each y has a unique x. And it is increasing, so go ahead and stop the video if you need to go ahead and mark out this information. So, what happens if a is negated? Well, let's go ahead and put this into the graphing calculator. Notice that you have to put raised to the power of 3. Stop the video. And hopefully you got something that looked very similar to this, okay? Notice that it does reflect over the x-axis. I know it looks like it reflects over the y, but it did not. This part right here, okay, this is real important that you remember this. This part did indeed go here, and this part did indeed go here. So there is a reflection over the x. Please make sure that you go ahead and write your information and graph using the different colors, and then move on. All right, so what happens if the absolute value of a is greater than 1 or a is between 0 and 1? Let's go ahead and put this information in. Stop the video. Hi guys, I hope you got something that looked like this. We'll go ahead and move this up here. All right. Notice that it's very difficult to see the stretch and the shrink. Go ahead and write your answers and graph your work, okay? Let's make sure that you get all of the writing done and make sure you get all of the graphing done. What about the vertical shift? Remember plus k minus k? All right, well, how about putting this into the graphing calculator? And before you hit graph, or zoom 6 is even better, go ahead and talk to your partners about what would happen. Please take a real close look at this. This is not x raised to the power of 7 or x raised to the power of 0 because there is no parentheses around the 3 and the 4. This is a plus k. Write your answers and do your graphing. Horizontal shift. Take a look at how this changes. Notice how this is impacted there. Are you ready? Go ahead and hit zoom standard, and this is what it should look like. Make sure that you write your answers and graph your work. All right, so in your important notes, you should write f of x is equal to a, the coefficient, parentheses x minus h, raised to the power 3 plus k, and then talk to your partners before you move on. What should be exactly what you see in your important notes? Here's a hint. Look at the last 2 days. Welcome back. Did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? Oh, I bet you didn't because you should have seen the A there, right? Did you see this? How about this? What did you have for the K's? Did you have this and this? Excellent. Then you're ready to move on. Okay, rational functions. Now, you're going to see something very bizarre when you do the rational functions, okay? Especially in this part right here. Did you see what I wanted you to see? I hope you did. What I hope that you saw was you ended up with something that had 2 totally different branches. You also noticed that you could not use 0 for x, which meant you couldn't have an answer for 0 for y. because in the real number system, we never divide by 0. So there is no y-intercept, and there is no x-intercept. There is, however, symmetry around the origin, which makes this an odd function. And it is not 1-to-1, or is it? Yes, Mrs. Rose, it is. Why is it? I want you to answer that question. And notice it's decreasing. There's one other thing that I also want you to stop the video for. You need to write asymptotes. Remember that the vertical asymptote is the line that the function will never touch. And the horizontal asymptote is the line that the function will never touch. All right, what happens if A is negated? Go ahead and put this into the graphing calculator and stop the video and then move on. Hopefully this is what you saw, and hopefully you watched the graph drawing it, because it is very difficult to see it from a screenshot. Make sure that you write the detailed information and that you graph using different colors. What about if the coefficient of A is greater than 1, or the coefficient of A is between 0 and 1? Well, go ahead and put this in your graphing calculator. Notice that you do need to put the parentheses around the 2 and the x. Otherwise, something very bizarre would happen. Here is the screenshot. Hopefully you watched the graphing calculator when you did this so that it was easy to see where different things happen. Please make sure you write everything that you need with the correct vocabulary, and make sure that you graph the work, okay? Moving on, what happens with the vertical shift? That is, what happens if you have a plus k or a minus k? Mrs. Rose went ahead and put this in the graphing calculator. Notice that there are no parentheses. Welcome back. Did you get this? It's really kind of cool looking, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so too. Make sure that you write the detailed information and also that you graph. I hope also that you are discussing mathematics with your friends, because sometimes being able to discuss the mathematics is the best way to know if you've mastered the learning objectives. And the horizontal shift. What happens if you see a positive h or a negative h? Well, notice at this point we did use parentheses. This is very important to remember. Hopefully you're pausing the tape. And you saw this. This is even cooler than the vertical shift. Make sure that you write your information and that you graph everything. I sure do hope that your booklets look fantastic, because you're really going to need them for Friday. All right, so in important notes, please make sure you write this down. Notice how I use different colors. Stop the tape, talk to your partners, and hopefully when you're done, you will see that you should have, ta-da, negative A reflects over the x-axis. A greater than 1, vertical stretch. A between 0 and 1, vertical shrink. Negative H, horizontal shift right. Positive H, horizontal shift left. Positive K, vertical shift up. Negative K, vertical shift down. How'd you do today? I hope you did fantastic. All right, guys, Hot Math is another place you can go. Go ahead and stop the video and write these 2 websites down. However, I will tell you they'll be on Schoology tonight. So, how about if you have time that you practice with a partner? Create a cubic or rational function on your coordinate plane and see if your partner can write the new equation based on the changes in a vertical stretch or shrink, horizontal shift, or vertical shift. Then go ahead and put that new equation that your partner thinks is correct into the graphing calculator and see if it matches your manipulative. Toodles for today. Wait till tomorrow. You're going to have the last two functions. Well, they're not the last two functions, but they're the last two that you're going to do for me in your parent function book. Have a great green and gold day. Hope you're ready for tomorrow.